What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Let me make sure the proper bottage is on. Yeah, girl. Oh, where you at, girl? All right. If you're not familiar with the den is the best show on the entire interwebs. You say best show. Yes, you can search high and low wherever you may go. You will not find a better show. And the reason why you won't find a better show is because of you. It's you, the wonderful people of the den, that make this show so wonderful. If you don't know what the den is, discussing everything naturally, discussing everyday news, discussing Eddie's name. Something. Anywho. All right. So pardon me. I do kind of have the game on the side there. Oh, did it disappear? All right, here we go. So now everything should be back in action. Everything should be back on point. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of things going on in the world around us. We're going to talk about one thing, and I switched it up at the last minute, so some of you probably like, whoa, the topic changed while I was in there. How did that happen? Well, it happened, right? Some of you may have come in here and want to talk about something else, and the topic is not what you thought it was, so you're like, let me get out of here. I don't want no parts of it. I can understand that. Hooty hoo. Voodoo Child. He said, not all. Do you forget George Washington mandated smallpox vaccine and the main reason we won the revolution? Well, I wasn't alive for that. And George Washington's Twitter account isn't that funny. So, pick the mic up and then drop it back down. So, here's the thing, though, right? Those documents were fabricated. I synced them. But, absolutely. Let me see. Let me get everything in order. And we're going to get on it. All right. I got to pardon me. Hold on one second. I got shenanigans going on my side window. I gotta clear it out. All right. So sorry to anybody who may have been watching it via the Discord. But I got to cut it off. I gotta clean that up. Oh shit, I still got that heat press on too. I got all kind of shenanigans going on. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see who we got joining us. We appreciate the super chat love, Voodoo Child. If you truly are the child of voodoo, we'll find out about that. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou, the lovely Miss K Grace, Cavity Creek, my favorite New Yorker, John from New York. I guess that's kind of redundant, right? My favorite New Yorker, John from New York. Miss Bell Northern Style, because I don't drink Southern Style sweet tea. That's what she told me. Heidi. Yeah, a thing kind of happened. Trixie McFly, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? Let's see. Lovely Miss Shonda Tony joining us. Cartier. I still gotta find that call, Miss Cartier. He said she didn't trust him, Nigeria. That was the funniest shit. Voodoo Child. Glad you could join us. It's not American enough. I need more America. I take my America all the way back across the pond. That's how far back I take my America. Jason S. What's the motherfucking deal? 17. Wendy's Twitter. No, I never know. Nigga, let me get the goddamn Infinity. I ain't even had a chance to get down there to you, nigga. D Kenobi. What's the motherfucking deal? You know what? I take it back. Call me a hoe, nigga. You know I take my shit back out there. Helen Keller used to be a beast on the Twitters. She had the first Braille Twitter account. It was beautiful. All right. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about these things. Smallpox, deadly, dangerous, wiping people out. I don't think it discriminated, right? I wasn't there for it, you know. But my thing is, I think we're dealing with a different situation here. That was a mandate for soldiers in a time of war, correct? If I'm wrong, I have no problem. Or was that a mandate for all Americans in the America of the Americans? Damn it, close this damn thing out. I thought I closed this out already. Look, Tom Brady, if you don't get off my damn screen. Close this Photoshop too, right? Big pox. What about two pox? You know, that was interesting, right? Because I saw that the USPS was hiring. Because, you know, like, I get that, you know, you get to like inform delivery. Like, so you know when like mail and stuff is coming. Give me a second. I got this damn heat press on. One, it's making it way hotter in here. And two, it might catch something on fire if I don't tend to that. All right. All right. All right, we're all safe. We're all safe. But my response to Joe and his mandates is nope, Joe. Nope, I don't think so, Joe. I don't think I will be participating in the shenanigans, right? And I want to talk about some things because you know me. I don't identify as Republican or identify as definitely not a liberal. But I like to think that I'm an independent individual. And so I hear a lot of the right saying, oh, it's going down now, and we're not going to comply. We're not going to bend the knee. Joe ain't going to put his knee in my neck. But in reality, I think there will be plenty of people who fold up and accept what's happening, right? If we're just going to be honest about it. Oh, all right, cool. Oh, I forgot to say I put that on soul. All right, cool. And so then I think you got a lot of people, and here's my whole deal about the whole, like, if y'all want to know my stance, I didn't get to a lot of things the other day when I said what I stand on and believe in. Here's my stance, right? When it comes to the jab, if you feel like it's necessary for you, your family, your well-being, then do it. You feel like wearing a mask protects you, then do it. My issue is when you try to force others. Again, you don't know their medical history. You don't know what issues they may have. And you try to force it, oh, you're threatening me. You're killing me. You're doing all these things. Because what escapes me is the logic that if you believe in the efficacy of the jab, right, it protects me. Well, they changed it from immunity to protection. If you follow the CDC, they changed those words. Well, to the point where, well, if I do get it, I can still get it, but the effects will be less dangerous. Okay, well, cool. Everybody's going to get it. So if you know that you are safe, you are in the bubble of jab protection, why be concerned about everybody else, right? Because here's another logic. Like, I see so many people do it, I just hope they die. Well, eventually that's what's going to happen according to your belief. And I'm not saying that everybody who's pro-jab is wanting everybody else to die, right? I'm not saying that everybody who got the jab is even pro-jab. Some people are in a situation, they have livelihoods to maintain, they have families to maintain, and they figure, hey, you know what? Well, let's do it. But you've seen several instances, and this is what is crazy, is you have so many people who will ignore the fact that there are, for some individuals, for a significant number of individuals, not to say some, side effects and repercussions from this situation. And you have people who say, well, listen to the science, listen to the doctors. There are doctors on both sides of the issue, right? Listen to the healthcare workers. There's healthcare workers on both sides of the issue. You have, you know, we love the nurses. They're working the front lines. It's a lot of nurses working the front lines that don't want to get it. Fire them. They don't matter. The ICU beds are full. That's how hospitals work. That's where they make all their money, is in the ICU. What is it? I think they said that at any given time, even prior to this, that the ICUs are filled up 75 to 85% capacity almost at all times. So you filled up a couple of more beds with sick people. Like I said, it's the propaganda behind all of this that makes me question it, right? And you say, Honcho, well, you'll regret it when you get it.
She'll say New World Order? All of a sudden, the fact checkers, the Ministry of Truth, are all over that phrase. Alex Jones is rubbing his hands like Birdman.
Mm, mm. AJ has been right about some things. See, y'all didn't believe when he said the frogs were gay. Now the frogs are all over here having pride parades all over the pond. And now look at you. But yeah, I saw that, right? And did you also see, I posted it in the Discord, I think yesterday. What's her name? Kawasaki, Pataski. I don't know how to say her name. The real sketchy redhead chick that said the pandemic. Now, of course, it could be like, oh, we have a plan. Maybe she's thinking about the plan in her mind. She's talking about the pandemic. Maybe she's been watching conspiracy videos, right? Maybe she's like, maybe I'm on the wrong side of this thing. I must repent now. But yeah, she stumbled and said the pandemic. But I want to show y'all a couple of things, right? And this is what I say. This is my ultimate thing, right? Again, because I love y'all. I care about the people in the den. I care about your health. I care about the people in the sauce. I care about their health. Everybody else, y'all ain't fucking with the shit. Fuck y'all. No, but overall, I do give it. I have a concern for people, right? My mother's of age. She got it. That's cool. I'm not gonna disavow my mom. My mom's a goddamn liberal vaxxer. She's a pro-vaxxer. I can't talk to her on the phone no more. But this is why I say what I say, right? Because it's a game of politics. Who remembers? Oh, I don't think I downloaded the one thing. Who remembers these people saying these things?
We cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we can do. It is a matter of privacy to know who is or who isn't. So here's the thing. We cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we can do. It is a matter of privacy to know who is or who isn't.
So why did that change? Why did that change? What happened that made that no longer the standard? What happened? Maybe that more people are dying. How are more people vaccinated and numbers going up? I don't understand. Explain. Oh, but those cases aren't as serious. Well, then it's not a big of a deal, right? That's my thing. I feel like if people are willing to risk it, right? It's almost like the same thing with like people who want to commit suicide. If they want to off themselves, why are we stopping? I don't think it's a good idea. And I would hate it to be, somebody I know. It'd be very sad. But if somebody wanted to off themselves, if they just felt like they can't take it, they cannot deal with it, or they're in such a immense amount of pain, because I know somebody who did this. He was a former mechanic of mine. And he was a good dude, stand-up dude. I forgot what it was that he ended up getting. And he ended up shooting himself in the head. Like I say, he's probably one of the funniest people I've ever known. Real good dude, just a good person, right? Well, he was a good mechanic. And just found out one day he offed himself. Like I said, I forgot what it was that he was dealing with, but he said he was in so much pain, that he couldn't take it anymore. Right? Should that person be forced to live with that because we want them to be here? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. I appreciate the love, Conspiracy Negro. Let me pull up the other thing here real quick. Not this. This. What's going on? Thought I'd download this. Okay, here we go. All right. This one. This guy, we would add this to the book of Biden fibs, right?
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power, just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide. I'll do everything in my power as the President of the United States to encourage people to do the right thing, and when they do it, demonstrate that it matters. No, I don't think it should be mandatory. Right? I wouldn't demand to be mandatory.
I don't like leaders
do everything in my power, just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide. I'll do everything in my power as the President of the United States to encourage people to do the right thing, and when they do it, demonstrate that it matters.
I didn't make him say any of these things. I didn't make him say any of this. Hey, it's V Darko. How are you? Hope you've been avoiding any raisin field potato salad. See, I'm telling y'all, the den is coming back slowly but surely. Surely, surely. You know, but again, right? Obama, what did Obama change? Obama barely changed his drawers. Obama barely changed his drawers. But again, right? All I'm asking is to explain why the policy shift. He said one thing and did another. Thank you for the super chat. Love, Heidi. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna win though. See, I'll cheat to win. We're gonna run. We're gonna break some legs. Somebody put a knife under their pads. You're gonna have to stab that guy in his stomach. That's probably a weak point. But good to see Miss V Dark. But what has changed? There is the nothing is worse than it was when it first came out, and people were coughing and doing all this other stuff, and numbers were inflated. Very close associations with some people who work in the medical field, and numbers were inflated. People who were not, and this is not rhetoric and story. These are people I know personally. That people who would clock out would be labeled with the Rona. These are people who had long-term issues like, kidney failure and stuff like that, renal problems, things like that. And they were labeled Rona because they had a cough or something. Never had a test, never had any of these things. These are actual factual things, right? Why? Why was all this happening? And then the agency in charge of all of this has been constantly changing. As the science changed, the words change. Because it went from, like I said, what immunity? We got the efficacy. We know what's going on. Then it's just, maybe not so much. And again, we fault people who feel like these were rushed products. Then we label people who are not truly anti-vaxxers as anti-vaxxers, right? They don't want to take one vaccine. It's just one that they don't want to take. I told you the other day, I got a fucking, what was that shit? What's the rusty one? I can't even think about what it is, right? The rusty one. The same day my doctor says, you should probably consider, I'm cool on that. So they're not anti-vaxxers. They're anti one thing. And everybody's going nuts about it. So my thing is, the new variant is not as deadly. It's actually a weaker strain. And the logic that baffles me is that it's the unjabbed that are causing variants. If that was the case, then all the variants could have been created last year, right? Because nobody was jabbed. There was no cure, right? There's no preventative methods. So then there should be tens of dozens of hundreds of variants, right? But all of a sudden, one new variant comes out right around the same time this new protective measure comes out, but all of a sudden it is the fault of the unpoked. Right? I'm curious. Who was it? So it's the Indian. Them damn Republicans always hanging out with them damn Indians. Right? Who was it? Who is it? I thought it was Israel or something like that had like 80% of their population poked or something like that. And then now it's not. Now they're telling people, who was it? The WHO is telling people to hold up on the boosters. If the stuff worked, why are there boosters so quickly? Right? This is my whole thing. This is what I'm saying. It's like, we're mad at people who want to take precautions with their health because they feel like putting an unnecessary concoction in could be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than dealing with the 19, right? Are we not allowed to think that? Turning into Clayton Bigsby. turning into Clayton Bigsby. Voodoo Child, where have you been? You have not been in the den recently. Clayton Bigsby is turning into me. Good night, Miss Sarah Lou, the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Was there always great? Yeah, it was always great. It was just not as much, right? And they say, thank you, Miss Grace. Said I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm an anti-experimental drug user. Exactly. I will not use the fentanyl, right? I shall not. What's in this mug? Passion tea, passion fruit, and something else. Look at it. It's really red, isn't it? It's the fucking tea bag. It's like I got my screens all fucked up. So I got 2 fucking screens. I need to sell both of these fucking screens. I just want one. I want one of them sweet ass curved screens, right? I think that's pretty dope. And I think I need a new. I think I need a new graphics card. My husband's I think he's gonna tap out on me soon. I just got that feeling. But all the good graphics cards are like hard to get, and everybody's scalping them and fucking charging super high for them. It's super stupid. But yeah, see, would you like to see what's in my cup? It's not lean. It is a vampire. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What? You are such a racist. Didn't they test like a fruit or something? I don't know how true that was, right? But try to get it out because it causes obesity. Let me see. Let me see. But again, yes, it was good to see Miss V Dark. But again, right? Here's also my thing. You know why I'm not taking it? I don't like old Joe. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a fan. Right? If the government is telling you to do a bunch of stuff, it's probably not the good thing to do. It might be, right? Because you know what's also super funny to me is all of the same people pushing it right now. When it was the orange man's jab, when he was talking about it and he said, hey, we'll have this done by a certain time, and it was done by a certain time, which was weird. And I would have taken it even if it was orange man, right? I was still, it's like, no way, it's fucking shit, it's fucking way too fast. You're telling this shit comes out this year and all of a sudden in a couple of months you got to finish. No way, I still would have taken it, right? Even if he'd have got reelected, I still wouldn't be taking it. I just don't like Joe. I like Joe S. I don't like Joe B. And so again, it doesn't matter. My puppet master. I wouldn't take it. Like when he first announced it would be one. I wasn't gonna take it, right? Trucks and go, yeah. The motherfuckers started giving lottos. Like motherfuckers ain't got money in their budgets and they're offering lotteries, $1 million lotteries for fucking yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So what happened to the left? The left is no longer the left. The left is left the left behind. Now you want some tea? Well, maybe they need more rebels, right? See, because then what happens is the rebels get complacent because all the sheep are gone, right? And the rebels start wiping out the rebels. And the government's done their job, right? Fried chicken. I saw some Jiffy cornbread mix. Everything, right? Everything. A. Jones should run for president. He won't get my vote, but he should. Jay-Z couldn't give away Nets tickets. Speaking of Jay-Z, and I gotta get my Clayton Bigsby on. Niggas, please let that fucking stupid question that pops up every 3 months about would you take $500,000 or fucking a dinner or lunch with Jay-Z. Let that shit go. It's been happening for like 6, 7, 8 years. It's probably this has been going on since like the Blueprint drop, right? That shit has been going on since you could fucking text Twitter from your phone. It's the dumbest thing. I take the 500 fucking. I don't give a fuck what Jay-Z got to say. I don't care what Jay-Z's talking about. Well, you're gonna have to start a rap album. You know what I'm saying? Jigga. Like, it's not even give me the 500. All I have to say is you have 500,000 or dinner with shut the fuck. Give me. Now if you're talking about Bezos or Buffett or like a person who could give you a better blueprint, not to rap your way and sell dope to the get to the top. Like, yeah, give me something less risky. You know what I'm saying? I've already tried that route. Didn't work so well, right? Give me the 500,000 and fuck Jay-Z's dinner, right? So all he's gonna tell you is you should have took the 500,000. Anyway, so I want to open up the lines. I want calls. If you disagree, let's talk about it. A DVD? Where are you gonna play that DVD? Oh, for the wokey wokes. You know, I love my woke brethren. So I've been telling y'all this shit is a game, right? And I'm starting to learn how to play the game, right? Push the right buttons and stack up the points. Have y'all seen the latest game show that's about to come out? It's gonna be sweet. Let me just pull this up for you. I think they're gonna call it "Get Woke or Go Broke." Let's see. Get that out of here. They're literally making a game show about activism, right? The Activist is a competition series featuring 6 inspiring activists teamed with 3 high-profile public figures. It's like the voice for wokeism. Together to bring meaningful change to one of 3 vitally important world causes: health, education, and environment. Why not spend the money that you're spending to make this show and send it directly to those causes? Like put boots on the ground towards those causes. Like, don't give it to some agency, don't give it to some fucking charity. Like, go use that money to get some real things done. Don't have one of your fucking fancy dinners for $50,000 a plate, and you got to pay like fucking 48,000 of that is going to the fucking venue, and Jay-Z's not going to be there. Why don't you use this money and actually make it work? But anyway, activists go head to head in challenges to promote their causes, with their success measured via online engagement, social metrics, and the host's input. 3 teams have one ultimate goal: to create impactful movements that amplify their message, drive action, and advance them to the G20 summit in Rome, Italy. There, they'll meet with world leaders in hope of securing funding and awareness for their causes. Oh, now you're over there lying. Now you're over there lying, Heidi. But yeah. Anywho, I know that you guys are looking forward to that. Dude, really watch your dog shit turn white on your lawn. That's saying that would be an interesting show. The telephone number, all I know is the den number, I think, is 832, and the last 4 digits, I think it's 69. Let me pull. I gotta find the thing. I think something. Hold on one second. Oh no, that's the wrong button. I guess I should memorize the numbers, right? Oh, I did. I had it right. 832-694-1337. But I got to cut the line on. Give me just a minute. And what did I tell y'all? I said something remind me about something. I told y'all to he said he got an N-word pass in prison. Dr. Bounty Hunter got Deshaun Watson in prison. Mm. Yeah. So there's that. What happened to chivalry? Dog the Bounty Hunter killed it. But so there was something I said y'all to remind me, but I fucking forgot. I should have wrote it down. Like I have a pen and a whole thing right here in front of me. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, if I want to pee in a swimming pool, Heidi, I'll pee in a damn swimming pool. I'm trying to see if I can remind myself what the fuck it was. Oh, Blues Clues. That shit was weird. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the Blues Clues thing, right? So apparently it's been like 25 years. And I've never big on Blues Clues ever. Never, ever. And I mean, I knew I got the premise of what was going on. I might have saw like 2 episodes, right? His old buddy was weird to me. I can't remember his name. Like, but the people who responded to that, like, it was crazy though. It's crazy. Like, you gotta like take a step back. Like, nostalgia is a motherfucker. It made me really think about like how psychology impacts people, right? I mean, I always think about it, I guess, but like it really just maybe because I wasn't a part of that, so maybe I look at it differently. Like, I talk about old fucking video games. What's going on here? What's this? Oh, that's how it's designed. Yes, if that's how it's designed, then it's supposed to be that way. Um, like this dude came on the camera talking to like he's all talking to me. Remember when we did all this stuff, and remember when I left? I just kind of left. Like I don't know you, bro. I don't know you. And people were talking about how they were like really sad and how they were like really upset about things. And it was fucking crazy. Hold on, let's say we got a call. Oh, she just missed it. You can call back Miss Grace. I missed your call there. I believe it was Miss Grace called. And it was a wild thing. Like, bro, it was just like, yeah, I went to college and I just want to thank you. And then at the end, he's like, hey, you're looking good. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Like, imagine like being young and then you've like contracted some fucking terrible. It's like having like the Rona real bad right now. You watch that, right? Imagine that. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening. I'm doing well. How are you doing this evening, Miss Grace? No, no. I know you said your granddaughter had. I know your daughter got it. Mhm. Oh.
Just a little cough, and she said she was tired,
Mhm.
so and she doesn't complain much. So my daughter took her down to the clinic, and she tested positive.
Mm.
And so the next morning we all had to go down. My son, because he left to go back to California on Wednesday. So Tuesday morning we went down and got tested and things. My son came up negative, so did I, and my daughter came up positive.
Mm.
So and hers is just like the chills. She said her body aches, um, a, a little bit of sweating, that kind of thing, but nothing too bad so far. And at night, she said it felt, worse. So I've been on. So I got up like 3:30 in the morning, drove my son to Boston to the airport. You know what I mean? Then come home and go next door and start disinfecting everything and running around and cooking and taking care of my babies and all of that. But that'll be okay. But he's worried about me. But I said I feel fine because Honcho, I'm one of those people I really ever get sick.
Mm.
That's why it scared me when I had that little a kidney infection from me trying to have them tap out some kidney stones. But I can count on one hand how many times I've had the flu. The flu, and maybe about 4 times in my life, and it didn't last not more than 20, not even 24 hours. You know, I just don't really get sick. So knock on wood. Let's hope that I don't. You know, but if I go, hey, life is grand. But yeah, I can't believe that they're listening to this one little funny-looking doctor, what's his name, Dr. Fauci or whatever.
Yes.
You know, and I never understood why they would listen to just one doctor. When you go see doctors yourself, you ask for and you go for second opinions. You know, it doesn't even make sense, and these people are just running around like they're retarded or something, listening to this one man, and he's been flip-flopping all along.
Yes.
You know, and they've had other doctors that said things. You know, let's try different things. I mean, why this one? Why this one doctor that he's in charge of everyone? That doesn't make sense to me. You know, and I don't understand why they're trying to force everybody to get this vaccine, but yet they're not telling anyone to, you know, eat a proper diet, work out, get some exercise, and none of those things. Anytime you get sick or for anything you see a doctor, that goes hand in hand. They'll say those things. You know, eat more lemons, drink more water, get some exercise. They're not saying anything like that now. You know, they're just gone straight full speed ahead and trying to force everybody to get it. And I do, and I'm not a conspiracy kind of person, but I honestly believe that they had to come out with this virus because they've been wanting this vaccine. They wanted to mandate a worldwide vaccine. They've been wanting to do this for years. Bill Gates and his wife Melinda, Fauci, Hillary, they've been wanting to do this. You know, so they had to come up with this. They want everyone to get it. They don't care. And they're not even, and they don't even care if people are dying, because they have in Florida, Governor DeSantis had talked about that if you catch it in the beginning, you can reverse it. You know, come to find out it was that monoclonal antibiotic that they gave to Trump. You can reverse it. You know, so now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, so many people are dying in Florida. You know, it's so horrible, this, that, and another. No, Florida has more people there than even New York, the state of New York. There are more people, but if they count 1 per 1,000 or 1 per 100,000, you know what I mean? Florida is actually number 26 on the number of people that are dying from COVID, where my state of Massachusetts is like number 2 or 3. And New Jersey's up there, too. I forgot what the other one is. You know, so where I live, you know, people are dropping like flies. And I notice in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, the elderly are dropping like flies. They're not giving them this monoclonal antibiotic. That should be available to everyone. You know, and then when I was sent the research and found out why, because the only way they can issue this vaccine under EU emergency usage, they have to say that they don't have anything else that can help it or cure it. You know, so they can't admit that some of these other things are working, including that ivermectin
Yes.
that Joe Rogan had taken. You know, I went to my hairdresser's like a week ago. She goes, oh, yeah, he took a horse drug, you know, because she's a dead up liberal. And I said, a horse drug? And so I said, do you know what that is? I said, do you realize that animals take a lot of the same drugs that we humans take? You know, and I said, that's something not just for horses. They have it. It's for cows. It's for dogs. You know what I mean? In different doses, even for humans. You mean? And so that's what he took. He said his own doctor gave it to him. So he was talking about suing CNN, and I hope he does. You know, it's ridiculous. And about this vaccine, you know, I told you I came up in times of AIDS. That was much more scary than this, because we did not know. They didn't know anything, how it was passed, how it would cause it. We didn't know anything, you know, but they didn't close down a damn thing. You mean they didn't make us wear rubber pants or put plastic on seats? They didn't do any of that, Honcho. It was way scarier. You mean I saw so many people, you know, around here was the IV drug users, you know, walking down the street. All of a sudden, you mean they got these big sores, and then they got real skinny, and their skin turned like black. They look like little black rotten raisins. You know what I mean? And there was a girl in our town. She had lesions so big in her back that they said that you could stick your fists in there. You know, that was very scary to us. You know, and they didn't do all of this. You know, and whatever happened to your body, your choice? You know, I came up during the women's liberation movement. You know, I mean, it was all that your body, your choice. Those big, giant, thick, soft cover books were all over the place. Now, it's not your body, your choice. Now they want to force people to get this vaccine. You know, it's crazy to me. You know, Joe Biden can shove it up his son's nose. You know, this is like it's like it's ridiculous. You know, but you know, it's scary. You know, to see where our country is going. You know, but anybody that voted for Biden and didn't want Trump in there, fuck all of you.
Mm.
You're the cause of this bullshit. You mean you're a major cause of this bullshit because practically everything that man said came true.
Mm.
You know what I mean? This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? So our country was sold out for these little checks and things. Even like I went to Walmart yesterday, and the poor ladies in there running here, running there because they don't have workers there. The other day, my son went to the supermarket to pick up some funny bones and things that he was bringing back to California to his brother. He says, "Mommy," he says, "the supermarkets, the shelves were like, it looked like somebody just came in and just took everything." I said, "Really?" So then I went to Stop and Shop this morning, and I noticed the same thing. So then I asked the cashier, "What's going on? How come the shelves are half empty?" She said, "Because they don't have people driving the trucks,
Mm.
you know, to bring in supplies and stuff. You know, for this free money, people sold out our country because Orange Man is bad. They don't like him. You know what I mean? And they got little teeny freaking checks. That little $1,400 check, take your ass to work. You can make that money in a week."
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, it's ridiculous. You know, I can't even stand it anymore. You know, and I can't even really like associate with these people. Like I said, in Massachusetts, I'm all around them. I can't even stand it, Honcho. You know, can't even stand it. So I have to come onto the den.
Well,
You know,
I definitely understand it. I mean, but I definitely want you to be careful because I know that you are dealing with the granddaughter and the daughter. So just make sure you're taking good care of yourself because we need our Miss Grace.
yeah, you know it. You know I'm going to take care of me. You know, but I'm going to tell you something. Yesterday I told my daughter, I said, "What's the forecast?" She said, "Tomorrow." She said, "It's going to be raining." So I said, "Go sit down the beach." She went to a little isolated area, and she sat down the beach for a few hours and got some vitamin D. You know what I mean? I'm still going out. I'm still going to live my life. And like I said, if anything happens to me, c'est la vie. You know what I mean? So what? It's no big deal. I've lived my life. My life is grand. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. You know, as long as I can, it'd be best if I go doing things that I love, like flying on an airplane.
Yeah.
You know, but that's all. I didn't want to take up too much time, but I had typed in there. I said, "Oh man, I need to stay up tonight." You mean so that I can listen to the den because I said Honcho goes with me. You saw me type that. Honcho goes with me everywhere. You know, so I'm running around this morning. I'm listening. You know, and all of a sudden when I'm getting out the van and I heard you quoting some of those lyrics from the female rappers, I fell out, Honcho. I almost fell out the van. And then the day before when I took my son to Boston. Well, my son took my van to get washed and cleaned out and things and lost my aux cord. I can't live without my aux cord. So now I'm riding along the highway. You mean trying to listen to the den. I heard Man Up on there. You mean I could just a little bit. I was trying to listen, so I'm going to have to listen to that one. You know, who's talking about, okay, wait a minute. Someone's talking about, Heidi's talking about Mr. Keith. Keith was faithful. Otis was a cheater.
That's a terrible person.
That is so funny. I love her. Okay, but I'm going to get off of here so somebody else can call in, Honcho. You have any questions, anything for me? No?
No, ma'am. No, I have no questions, Ms.
Okay.
Grace.
Well, I'm just going to chill and listen. Okay?
All right. Well, thank you for calling in.
Okay, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Shout out to Savage Donald Trump. Appreciate the love. Shout out to Strong and Grand with the 666. Appreciate the love. And that's my whole thing. Like, again, my whole thing, I don't care if you get it. I don't care if you don't. You have to do what's best for yourself. The government does not know what's best for everybody. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. You as an individual have to take care of your own well-being. That's my stance. If you feel like, getting inoculated is what's best, do it. If you feel like I don't want that shit in me, do it. It's okay when we're talking about abortions, right? So, 036 Mafia. I'm riding spinners. 36 Mafia had some crazy songs. Now, let's see what we got. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing? Tell us
Oh, hold on a second. I tried using a headset because yesterday, you guys. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on, Honcho?
Oh, not too much. Not too much. How about yourself, Mr. John?
I'm doing all right. I have some good news, and I got some other comments I want to share about your topic tonight.
All right. What you got?
But you hear me better now? No static, none of that nonsense?
They sound good and clear.
Okay. So in regards to the topic tonight about the mandate, so I kind of tuned out of this whole Kareem Abdul-Jabbar situation a long time ago. But here's the thing. You know, like a lot of people ask me, like, do you have your vax? And I say no. And you know, it's like every doctor's office that I go to, wherever I go, people ask me, and I always tell them no. And so like I had to go today for a medical procedure, and they asked me the same question. I said no. They said, all right, you just have to get a swab test and make sure you're negative for the Rona. I said no problem. I did that. Came back negative. Went and got my procedure done today. But I was having a conversation with the nurse, and I was like, you know, what's the point? I said, you guys are all vaxxed, right? She said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm not. What are you afraid of? Me giving it to you? Well, you can give it to me. I can give it to you, even if we were all vaxxed or we all weren't. The only difference is, supposedly, if you're vaxxed, you won't suffer. There's a much smaller percentage of a chance that you suffer from the severe complications of it, which understandable, makes sense. So what do you care that I'm not? It's just me and you guys in the room. So you guys are covered. What does it matter if I'm not? So, you know, and I had people start asking me these questions, and I had like listened to like, you know, other commentators, whether it's on whatever, like the internet, YouTube, wherever, Twitter. And people will say like, oh, if you don't get your jab, you're this, you're that, and we have this mandate. But the mandate is not about helping the people. It's not about like the public's health. Because only about, well, I shouldn't say only, but about a third of the U.S. population is considered high risk due to senior citizen status, overweight, pre-existing conditions, etc. All right, so it makes sense that that group of people, that's whatever 60 to 100 million people, would want it. It would make sense for them. For the rest of the people, it's a very low mortality rate. I mean, someone said earlier in the den, oh, what about the smallpox mandate? Well, smallpox had almost a 20% fatality rate, and that was back when everyone was fit. Everyone was a healthy BMI. If smallpox hit today, we'd be wiped out because we're all fat fucks. So the whole point is when Joe Biden or whoever says we have to do a mandate, we have to force everyone to, you know, to get this jab, it's not for the people. It's for the businesses. It's for the government. The government used our tax dollars to buy all these doses. They have to get that shit off their shelves. And at the end of the day, it's not really our money, even though it is. They look at it as their money.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you have big business who's like, hey, I can't afford, you know, to fucking lose employees and have employees out of work for 2 weeks at a clip, you know, and then you go to the hospital or whatever, and then you start taxing the insurance plan for the company, and then the insurance company wants to raise our rates, and then our employees are going to bitch at us, so we have to cover a larger percentage of the health plan rate. Then the hospital is going to be like, wait a minute, you know, we're charging all this money, which is in a sick way good, but then now our ICUs have overcapacity, have reached their capacity limits. And then the insurance company's going to turn around and say, well, why the fuck do we have all these people here? We could just pay $40 to have somebody administer the vaccine, and we get off the hook for $40. We get rid of these people after they're vaccinated versus allowing them to make their own choice, and then they end up in ICU and they cost us $50,000 or $100,000 to be on life support or whatever for the next 2 weeks. So none of this is about your health. This is all about the money that revolves around you. If you're sick, you can't work. You don't work, you can't pay taxes. If you're not working, businesses suffer. If businesses suffer, the IRS suffers. The government's got to get their money they invested in this off the hook too. So I always tell people, like, I come from Wall Street. Everything is about the money. Everything. And everything has to be sold to you. And when people sell you something, they have to show you the benefit for you. No one says the reason why I need you to buy this product is because I want to become really rich off of it. It's always how it can help you, why you need it, how it can help you and your family. And it may help you. And if it does, then people will buy into it. But it never helps you more than it helps them. The house always wins. So that's the shit that pisses me off. It's like, just say it. Like demand. Oh, we're only going to require for businesses that have over 100 employees, which is what Joe Biden said. Okay, why not businesses under 100 employees? Does their public health not matter? You know what I mean? Like, huh? Like, you know, it's like, come on now. It's all about the fucking money.
That's a good point.
And that's just what makes me sick. And then it's like when I say this, like, you're so cruel. You're making this about money when people are dying. I'm like, I'm just telling it like it is. I wish nobody was dying, and I wish people would make money in a non-greedy, nefarious way, you know. But it is what it is. Insurance companies have to mitigate risk. Hey, the vaccine's paid for by the government. Technically, we the people. You can get the vaccine administered for $40. That's what Medicare is paying out. $40 to administer the vaccine. If I was the insurance company CEO and the actuaries, I'd be like, why are we going to pay 3 million people a year to be in ICU and paying $50,000 for each bill when we can have, you know, everybody in America vaccinated for $40 a pop? You know, and then on top of that, you have the vaccine companies that are like, we're just going to turn this into the flu now. Hey, there's this variant, that variant, this variant. Well, what does the flu do every year? It mutates, and now we have to get the new vaccine shot. You know what I mean? So, and again, there's some people that would benefit from getting the vax, and I have nothing against somebody who says they want to get it, whether they need it or they just want to get it for peace of mind. I have nothing against that. You do it. You know, do you? You know, I chose not to get it. If something happens to me, it's my fault. But I also know that is a very, very, very low chance that if I did get it, that I would suffer severe complications. It's possible though, and it's my fault if I get it. But everyone else around me being vaccinated and me not being vaccinated does not put other people at risk. It puts me at risk. And putting me at risk puts the insurance company at risk. So it's got nothing to do with my health. It's got everything to do with the money that has to be spent on me by the insurance companies and by the government and by whoever else. It has nothing to do with my health.
I gotta start following the money, because I don't ever think about things really from a monetary perspective first. You know, it you know, every now and then, but maybe I gotta start putting the money first. This is America, so
you know. And that's what pisses me off, is people just need to be more brutally honest. This has nothing to do with your health. Nobody except for your mother and your father, if you're fortunate to have them in your life, and good ones, care about you. This has to do with the fucking money, and that is it. But it's cruel to say this. It's disgusting to say that. At the end of the day, it's about the money. All these businesses, the government, these politicians, they don't get paid based off of feelings. They don't get paid off of doing what's right versus wrong. They get paid off based of profit, shareholders, what brings in the money, what brings in the votes. Nothing else pays them, and it's fucked up. It's I don't mean to curse so much. I'm ruining your monetization here.
Let it go.
But you know, so it is what it is. Any questions?
Do you think this will ever end? With, like, you mentioned the variants, and how it's kind of like the flu. I've seen studies with their opinions and others. But do you personally think that there will be a point in time where this the jab madness settles down, or do you think this is kind of a permanent thing with the boosters and everything that comes with it?
I think it'll be like, in my personal non-medical expert dumbass opinion, I just think it'll become like the flu. Like every year, you get your little booster shot or your little mutated new flu shot, aka whatever Rona shot, and that's it. And then that's what it'll be. And over the past year and a half, they've learned how to treat it much better than when they first got hit with it. So I mean, on top of that, you're going to have the quality of healthcare and the efficiency of the treatment improve as they understand the virus better. So, and as new technology comes out, so it'll become like the flu. Like, hey, did you get your Rona shot this year? Just that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I kind of see a similar
It's
thing.
it's a good residual business.
I got a question, Mr. John. I don't think we had a chance to necessarily talk about this. You've heard about some of the things, and this is way off topic. Some of the things going on overseas, with some of the things that they're showing on the television that they're getting rid of, and some of the behaviors that they're shutting down in China. Have you heard about some of that?
What was that? Shutting down what in China?
That they are banning effeminate men from television. A lot of the feminist LGBT type groups, they are shutting down on their most popular social medias. Those a lot of the celebrity worship they're starting to ban, and kids are only allowed, I think, 3 hours of video games a day, only on non-school days.
I think it'll probably benefit them. I would say, as far as in America, I would say instead of mandating people to do those same things, let's just be real about the culture and allow people to make their own decisions, but let's not influence them with lies. Like, and I'm just going to take it to a much more shallow.
Get a little bit of static from you now. The last thing I heard was, it's a little static. Can't quite hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Yeah. Last thing I heard you say was
Okay.
shallow.
Yeah, so I mean, like, even like on a shallow level, like we have all these Instagram influencers, whether they're IG models, whether little TikTok people making a compilation, whatever, collabs, little videos, but most of it is all lies. It's people that are, faking a skit about, you're not, that's not your baby. I lied to you. They're all like fake skits, even though some of that stuff does happen in real life. The IG models are photoshopped, but they got fake, they got enhancements surgically. And, I would like to see the same thing that China is doing, but have it done more naturally. If we just push the true percentages of what's going on in America, America would be more masculine, more healthy, more this, more that. I don't agree with the government saying you must do this, but again, I also believe the internet isn't real in a way. It's very exaggerated. It's very condensed. I was talking with an old fuck buddy of mine, and she was very big into like fitness, and she would have follow like all these fitness people on Instagram. And I was like, like most of those people are either like genetic freaks, on the juice, or they're, it's like it's a combination of those or stuff like that. Like, there are a small percentage of people that are going to walk around with 20-inch biceps naturally. There's a small percentage of women that are going to walk around with a 43-inch booty and a 26-inch waist. It's a small percentage. Some of it they work out and get there. Some of them just, like I said, are genetic freaks. But when you log onto Instagram and you see 1,000 people like that, in your mind, you're like, wow, look at this, 1,000 people. Look at all these people around me. I'm surrounding myself with all these people who look like this. But when you step outside, 1,000 people is like 0.00001% of the U.S. population.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not real. It's condensed madness. And like I said, I would just like America to push the truth instead of pushing, oh, we have to push this idea because it's only 1% of the people out there. Well, it's 1% of the people because it ain't popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's it. It's like we're supposed to vote, for what we want, and then we vote for what we want. But then the person we vote for goes behind our back and says, "We'll represent the 1% now." Well, that's not what I voted for. I voted you to represent me. I voted, we all voted for something. That's why over the last 5-6 years, I've become more and more sketchy about politicians. Like, I'm a registered Republican. I'm a conservative. I voted for Trump twice. I voted for a president that was Republican since, I think the first time I voted was, in 2000 or 96, one of those years. Anyway, but I don't really believe that Republican or Democrat are going to do any better for us. Because at the end of the day, you have Congress and you have the Supreme Court, and those are the other two portions of of the American system. So, like you saw it with the Democrats, like they were bitching that they wanted police reform, they were bitching that they wanted $15 an hour, they want control of the Senate, and they had control of the House, and they surprisingly they had somebody say, "No, I don't agree with $15 an hour." There was a Democrat that bill got smashed. Mm-hmm. Nobody came out and wrote a bill for police reform. Mm-hmm. Nothing. They can write something right now for DACA. They keep talking about it. They haven't done it. Mm-hmm. And same thing with Republicans. Section 230 and this and that. Well, there's been years. There's been Congress. Like I don't know what we're up to. Like the 119th, 130th. I don't know what Congress we're at, but there's been many years of Congress where it was all Republican. They didn't push a lot of the things that they talk about now. Mm-hmm. So it's like I've learned that it's all fucking bullshit. And as much as I think Joe Biden is a career politician, which means he's a career liar, in my opinion, I don't think anybody else who would be in his position now would say something different because it's not him that pulls the strings.
Well, I mean, if they solve the problem, then what do you need them for, right? So,
what's that?
So, yeah, well, I mean, if they solve the problem, then what do you need them for, right? So they continue to kind of kick it down the road and then blame the other side.
Well, yeah, it's the smoke and show. It's a smoke and pony show, whatever they call it, smoke and mirrors. There you go. That's what we pay attention to. While behind the scenes, they're passing bills. Like every bill that gets passed is not a individual bill. There's a bunch of stuff that's in it, but nobody ever reads it, so we don't know. And that's why these politicians are always arguing, like, "Well, I don't want to pass a bill that's going to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour." But in that bill is like, let's make prostitution legal and put it right next to middle schools. And then what happens is like when and then when you don't want the bill, they're like, well, when you do want the bill, well, you want prostitution to be legal next to middle schools. Like that's what they do. They argue the portion of the bill that's going to get the most public attention, and the shit in the bill that they don't want anybody to know about, they don't talk about, and they just hope that it gets passed. Some people call it like pork in the bill, but it's all a scam. It's all, in my opinion, a scam. And then at the end of the day, some people benefit from a new bill being passed, some don't. So people are going to argue what's going to benefit them, even if it's just the crumbs. But at the end of the day, it's never to help you, it's to help them. And the more dependent you become on other people, the easier it is for them to, stomp your head in and control you. What's wrong with my phone? You guys are the only people that complain about my phone. Nobody else has ever complained about my phone except for you guys.
Mm-hmm. No, it had a little point where it was kind of getting a little low, a little high, but it wasn't too bad. It was just real staticky earlier, but then, like I say, the static has stopped. But
the earpiece on.
But it may sound different.
Static there right now.
I'm wondering, it may sound different to me because of the way I got my volume, so it might sound a little bit different to them. So I guess maybe what I hear may be slightly off.
Right. And the good news that I wanted to tell you about was, remember our conversation yesterday about getting monetized?
Yes, got it.
So at 5 a.m. in the morning, I get an email, and it's like, you've been approved to join the YouTube partner program. And I'm like, yes.
I knew it. You know, when I call some people, I pull some say that's my guy John right there. You know, hey man, you guys can't keep him waiting there, man. You got good stuff, man. No, that's what I figured. I figured it wouldn't be too bad. You know, that's what's happening. That's good. Good deal. Congratulations, John.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man.
They said I'm gonna do it for my desktop at the office tomorrow. I don't want to do it for my mobile, but I can like turn all my videos on for monetization, or I can like select which ones I want, which I don't know why anybody would select no, but and then I'm gonna do the join me button, all that shit. So I'm excited. I'm now, and I just stopped. I told my friend I'm not gonna be helping him out anymore at the restaurant. So now I'm gonna be doing YouTube and I'm retiring in the next 2 months. So I'm gonna be doing YouTube full time. I'm gonna go gun ho.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Man, that's what's up. That's good shit. You know, when everybody else bitching and complaining about shots, jabs, and mandates, you ain't got to worry about working around 100 people, so you don't even have to deal with that shit.
Yeah, my sister was like, "You're not gonna get vaccinated? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you mean I do? I work alone. What the fuck do I care?"
Yeah. I wonder how they handle that a little bit like truckers. I got to talk to Trio because I was actually curious about that. Like, do they count? Does it count if you work for? I guess maybe you kind of go as a owner operator if that's different, or if you're working for a certain company and they have several drivers. I wonder how that whole situation works. They're going to try to force that.
I actually want to ask you something. I wanted you to ask if you can. Well, you can ask them for me or put me in contact with them. I want to do an episode about like people learning trades and going to like vocational schools, and I'm pretty sure Trill's a truck driver.
Yes.
So I wanted him to like maybe one day do a video where he can give like tips on like how to become a truck driver, how he got into it, what's the pros and cons of it, what's the money like, what to expect if you do decide that, and that way, like, be like a good educational moment for people who are watching, especially like the young guys.
Okay. I'll text him right now. He definitely was. Trill likes to talk, so he'll definitely be I can guarantee you that he would definitely be into it.
And you know what's funny? Every time like I see Trill's name in the comment section these days, I always think of that post that you put on Instagram when you said this is Trill in the truck talking to his customers. This shit was burned into my head. I'm like, oh my! I could picture him doing that too, because I see how you guys like get so animated on the phone when you guys are debating, and I'm like, I could so see that.
You got to see it whenever we're on the sports channel, and people will call in. And they'll just kind of voice their opinion, and then I guess you can't really see it, but he's over there fuming somewhere, and then I see that number pop up. And then he talks about how stupid everybody else's call was prior to that, and he expresses his own views. It gets a lot of people riled up. It's pretty funny though. I find it very amusing.
Yeah, what I thought about just now, the with Joe Biden and these politicians who want to mandate the poke, is that scene from Goodfellas when they ask Paulie to be a partner. And it's like, Paulie could provide some, some help because, if you have a problem with the police, he can help you out. You have a problem with this, he can help you out. And he's like, but then, if business isn't good, fuck you, pay me. This isn't going well, fuck you, pay me. That's how I feel like those politicians are. Like, I don't want to get the jab, fuck you, get it. But this is going on with this, fuck you, get it. And like, but everyone else has it. Why do I need it? Fuck you, get it. That's what I think of. It's like the mob.
Yeah, that's kind of where it is. Even though you can provide, logical alternatives, you've seen lots of people having success with things, and this is not even just recent. I mean, even when things were first coming out, that's the crazy part because you saw people saying this, that ivermectin stuff. They were talking about that last year. They were talking about that chloroquine stuff, hydrochloroquine, I think last year. And then people were talking about, now, well, that's not so bad of an idea, or, it's just crazy how politicized everything is because the same people last year who were like, nah, no way, can't do it. I wouldn't take this poke. I wouldn't do all that. And Trill said, sure. And they said, I wouldn't take the poke. I wouldn't do all this. They flipped the script and now they're all in. And it's just like, I know there's one big common denominator, but it's just like, why? And even, some of the politicians that we saw that were kind of staunch opponents of it, seem to be leaning in that direction too. So yeah, it's he blocked himself. But yeah, it's just an odd thing, man. It's just that the fact that it feels like you don't have that choice anymore.
Yeah. All right, Honcho. I'm gonna let you go so somebody else can get in. I don't want to hog the line up for much longer. Hopefully, Dan calls in. I know he loves the Democrats, so we can hear from him.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. John, I appreciate you calling in and giving a very interesting point of view. I did not think about it from the money aspect, the insurance aspect, but you brought a great point, man.
Yeah, Honcho.
Yes, sir.
I spent about the last well over 20 years on Wall Street.
Yeah.
I've been in every meeting with CEOs, shareholders, board of directors, other Wall Street guys. Everything is about the money. Everything is about the pitch. The pitch is the sales presentation. Everything is about how it can make it look like it's going to benefit you, how it's going to provide you value, so you give us your money. And I'm going to use that training and that mentality that I have when I start doing the more in-depth dating videos, because dating is very similar. Like, what do you have to offer me? What value do you bring? Like, do you attract me physically? Do you got money? Can you provide protection? Do you got status? Like, how much of your status, wealth, and money are you going to share with me? What peace of mind. What price do you put on peace of mind and cooperation? And everything is about the money, and people hate it, especially when I talk about this jab and the money part of it. I'm just like, listen, guys, I'm like, nobody cares about you. There's two reasons why the powers that be try to tear down God and the two-parent home, because there's only two leaders, only two people who ever fucking care about you. Your faith will help you through tough times. Your parents will help you through tough times. Nobody else. Your employer only cares about squeezing every last ounce of productivity out of you for the least amount of pay. Your friends want something from you. Dating, your significant others want something out of you. It just, everything revolves around the money and how they can get it from you and how they can sell themselves to you so they get it out of you. Everything. They're tearing down God from out of the schools, TV, everywhere, when they're saying, because we need more inclusivity. Okay, but they ain't propping up Islam, they ain't propping up Judaism, they ain't propping up Buddhism, whatever you call it. It's just a matter of they want to tear down anything that works. It's the same reason why some women will complain about toxic masculinity. They label anything toxic masculinity that prevents them from getting what they want.
Yeah.
And everything that helps them get what they want from a man, they don't complain about it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, everyone wants to sell you their bullshit ideas so they can get what they want out of you.
Man, that point you just made reminded me of something I saw earlier. A chick said she used Tinder to get a guy to come over, set up her fucking dresser, and she kicked him out after that. So basically,
God.
Like, I don't even blame her though. I don't blame her, because if he was willing to do that shit, he should have known it was a setup. You know what I'm saying? He should have known it was a setup. But it's crazy.
You gotta request the payment up front.
Yeah. Straight up.
But that's his fault. As soon as you said that, I said in my head, I was like, simp.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And he seemed to be eager to do it too. Just she's recording and putting him on fucking TikTok or whatever. Like, as he's doing the shit, he don't even realize what's going on. It's like, you fucking clown. She wasn't even that great looking. That's the crazy part.
I blame her in the sense. I blame her in the sense that, look, you shouldn't be using people. You should, have some respect. And if you had any friends, if you were a decent person, had friends, you'd have friends who would help you do it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you recorded it, and the fact that this guy was willing to do it, and he wasn't smart enough to get something up front, it's his fault. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Okay, all right. Well, Mr. John, as always, I definitely appreciate your call. I definitely appreciate the enlightenment. And let me know. I don't know if you want me to have to email you or how you want me to get him to contact you. As he said, he's down.
Yeah, my whole setup is, I told you, it was like archaic. It's a $12 mic and a 8-year-old cell phone. Mm-hmm. I haven't even looked into the whole broadcasting system where what you're doing with the green screen and putting stuff in the background web pages in the background. I don't even have that yet. I haven't even looked into it.
Mm.
So I probably won't do that with anyone, probably for like another month or two at least.
Okay.
But if I know that he's open to it and he's willing to do it when I'm ready, then cool. Like, it's a done deal.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Same thing for you, Honcho. I want to bring you on for one show that where like we could talk about like a niche that you feel like you want to get out there and popularize and tell people about. I want to bring you on too. I'd actually love to have me, you, Trill, Prepaid Mike, Kay Grace, and Sarah, and Dan. And then what I want to do is have every little box around the edge of the screen in the middle have like a picture of like the Brady Bunch, and we just like have a little 1 hour powwow.
I think that would be extremely interesting. I think that would be great. That would be a very entertaining conversation. I don't know where it would end up, but it would definitely be a very entertaining conversation.
Yeah. All right, Honcho. Let me go. I know everyone wants to get in and call you.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Mr. John. You have a good evening, sir.
You too. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Heidi, we know what you want out of this. So you shush. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
John, here I am, bro.
Mr. Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How you doing this evening, Mr. Dan?
Honestly, I don't know right now.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just thinking about things, man. Quite honestly.
Okay. So I know yesterday you said you had some schoolwork you were working on. How do you think that went?
I kind of overdid it, honestly. I was busy studying. I barely got called on because the classmen now, which is interesting in today's topic you're talking about, it's legal environment of business. We're just talking about state and federal rights and how you can, certain statutes and constitutional rights, due process, federalism, federal system, overreach of federal government and states' rights. And it ties into the federal mandate of vaccines and how a few governors are already saying, hey, we're going to take this to the Supreme Court if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And, so that's very interesting. I plan on asking my professor his opinions on. He does the state law and things of that nature. But, I mean, he sounds like a very knowledgeable person. He's an actual lawyer who's just doing the teaching thing properly with some extra money. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I plan on asking him that one of these days just to get his legal opinion. These case briefs are very interesting. A lot of dissenting opinions and things you have to read.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all doing in the chat? So it's interesting. I'd like to get a legal opinion on that. Now, two things. In case you're new to the den, my father died of COVID in January 11th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone says like, oh, well, fuck, I'm sure he got vaccinated. By the time the vaccines were rolling out, late December, early January, February, March, I don't remember all the time frames of that, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
He already had it by then, and he got it pretty bad. Now, he was a decent in shape person. He was a bit older, but he did have onset diabetes, so might be some of the comorbidities right there. Look, I accept reality. Even if I love the person, I accept the reality about him. My dad worked damn near every day of his life, but, he was getting older and wasn't as healthy as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But, he was very careful. He wore masks everywhere. He was planning on getting vaccinated. He was reading about it, telling me about it. And I actually got vaccinated like right before school started in August, the J&J one. I didn't want to do the follow-up shots, all that shit. Just stab me so I can go on campus, all that stupid shit. So I just got it done. Now, it wasn't necessarily out of fear of COVID. It was just more out of fear of losing my rights. So, yeah. So I'm a sycophant for the state, apparently. I fit in right in with a communist regime. But,
See,
I'm the only person right now taking care of everything. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and so that's why I say I look at it significantly different in a situation like that in yours, Dan. You know that you have a lot going on, and the path that you're taking and the things that you're trying to accomplish. The society has created some obstacles, right? And apparently the only way around that obstacle is to make that choice. So I wouldn't label you like these other people. You're not out here telling, hey, you need to do this and you need to. Those are the people that are the problem. Like, anybody who has a legitimate concern for their future, their own health, the health of those that are around them, there's no way I could fault anyone for doing what they need to do. It's those who go and do it and then, they try to push this rhetoric and this belief on everybody else. It's your fault that these things are happening. And it's like, I've never had it. I've never given it to anybody. How am I getting blamed for something that I've had no part in? So man, don't one, I would say don't put that type of weight on your shoulders. You're doing what you have to do because you know that there are people that you're looking out for, that, you got a future that you have to maintain. And so, don't look at it in a negative light.
I appreciate that, man. I'll be honest. I figured I'd get a reaction, and I did have a reaction. Like a few hours after I got the J&J, I came down with a fever up to 103 degrees, and I was scared shitless, man. I was thinking about my dad the entire time, and he fucking scared me. But it just lasted a day. I'm fine now. I was thinking about my dad on that hospital bed being ventilated. And reading up later about the ventilators and stuff, like a lot of people said, once they put people on ventilators, it's kind of it after that. They're kind of circling the drain after that. So I have my dad. So. But here's my thing about this entire situation. I accept that there were no other options. My dad dying is my dad dying. People die, and this is a fucked up thing going on. But these alternative medicines, I wouldn't even say alternative. There's been journals about HCQ and zinc, ivermectin. Look, I'm not sharing memes about Joe Rogan. That's irrelevant to me. What I'd like to know is, was there a way to keep my father alive, to save his life? And was this silenced due to some sort of political bullshit or some sort of medical malfeasance or, John said it goes back to money. Because I'm not the only person who dealt with that, and that's the most angering thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just some person, I can't do shit about it. And from what I'm aware of, that none of those options were given to my father. They just said, hey, either lay on your stomach or we'll put you on the ventilator. And I guess he decided to be on the ventilator and toe tag, dirt nap. That's it. I have no feelings about the shit, except missing my dad. But people die. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care.
You have a right to be angry though, man. Like you have a right to be upset because it does seem as though, especially those who are impacted, those who have lost, those who have been, really impacted by this have a right, because it seemed like there's a game being played because all possible solutions should be explored. It shouldn't just be about this one thing. It shouldn't be about, some people feel like the getting poked is the most convenient thing, but the fear mongering and the rhetoric, and like you said, there's memes on both sides, all this stuff being pushed, is gaslighting everybody. And instead of using that energy to try to, to talk down on people, say, oh, well, it's your fault because it should be doing the research. They should be funding alternative options, for those people who may not want to go that route. If it's truly about curing this, then people should be given every option possible. And then, like you said, there are people who, when that wasn't available, or there may be people who may contract it. It doesn't mean that we give up on those folks. It means that we need to find other solutions. There are solutions to catch this maybe in the later stages, or more preventative methods, things like that. It shouldn't just be you get poked or you don't get poked, because we've seen that even with the research that shows that if you get it, there's still a possibility of spreading, there's still a possibility of contracting it, and you can say it lessens the symptoms, but you don't know how bad your symptoms are going to be until you get it anyway. So you have a right to be angry, man. So I mean, and it's fucked up because you did take the ultimate loss in that situation.
Thank you, Miss Grace, Heidi, Bell. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Damn, I'm just I try not to think about it as much, because sometimes I sit in my car and I just try not to cry about it. It's fucking angering.
Yeah. And sometimes,
but then I go to class or go to work. I have to do what I have to do, and then I have to pay the bills that what my life, and then the bills for my dad's estate and shit like that. It's exhausting. So yeah, I had to get the vaccine so I can be on campus to work and get my GI Bill, all that shit. Man, I don't know, bro. No, I don't know. See, so I started laughing about this. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I started laughing about this shit, bro. I see why. One bad day. That's how the Joker happened.
So
I ain't killing nobody. I ain't out here killing niggas. Don't worry.
no, you got something the Joker ain't got, man. You got us now. Like John, I mean not John. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm reading the damn thing, John Lennon thing. What you got, man, is I know we're all cause talking about the damn John Lennon was a homosexual, goddamn 17. We may not know each other directly, and it may just be digital. It may not be that physical aspect where we can physically connect, but you got people here who truly do care about you, Dan. I care about you. You see, the ladies in the chat care about you. We're still not sure about what Heidi is. We'll call her a lady. We'll lump her in the group with the ladies until actual proof is proven. But you got people who care about you, man, and people who appreciate you, who love your calls, man. Just to hear your voice, just to know that there are, sane gentlemen out there. And like I said, it's we are concerned. We do think about you. I know me personally, I think about Dan from time to time. I can't speak for everybody. But and I can tell sometimes you call in and that you're dealing with some things, and man, I do. Even when I'm offline, I just say, hey, you know what, I'm concerned for Mr. Dan, and and I know you may not be a religious person, and I know some people in here aren't. I've gotten back to praying and things of that nature, and I put you in prayer sometimes. I don't know how you feel about that, but it is, and some other folks in the den, like people who are going through things, I do, because like I said, I appreciate just this group and this community, but especially when some of us are going through stuff. It's much more meaningful, So I guess I don't know if that helps or doesn't, but just to let you know, Dan, we do care about you, man. What you're going through, you got people here who are concerned for you, your well-being, and we're here for you.
Thank you. And how do you can just do the Discord if you want to get in contact with me. I appreciate it. Thank you. I ain't trying to make everybody all sad and shit. Sorry about that. This situation right here is just. Let's get back to the logistics and the legalities of it. This is massive overreach by the government. Now, it can be said it's in the betterment. I can't wait till this goes to the Supreme Court, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. If it does, I mean, the Supreme Court's been ducking and dodging a lot of shit lately. Let's figure out. Let's stay pendulum. If you got it, mandatory vaccines, go to California. If you just want to be chilling, and then go to Texas or Florida. I mean, I don't know, man. Generally they kick shit back down to the lower courts half the time. But something like this, it's about to get really fucking interesting. Yeah. And someone mentioned China earlier, and actually I was doing some research about that. So yeah, I might have heard of BlackRock, that large investment firm which is buying up properties that have been foreclosed on and all that other shit. They're like the largest investment firm in the world. So you already know there's a lot of dirty money in that bitch, a lot of dead bodies under that goddamn foundation. You already know what it is with BlackRock. And they're tying into a deal with China. Now, China and BlackRock are kind of competing for, like, who has the most money in the world. Like, the Central Bank of China has the most money in the world because everyone's giving the money for every fucking country, damn near country's giving money to China for all that fucking outsourced jobs and cheap-ass products with all the goddamn toxins and shit. But hey, it's cheap labor. What are you gonna do? Capitalism. God bless it. Now they're uniting for whatever reason, but China's still on this huge resurgence back to their communist roots, which isn't necessarily what the original Chinese country was about. But that's Taiwan now, and Taiwan, good luck, bro. Because you already know what America's about to do. We did it. But anyway, so George Soros, that lovely character, he wrote like I think it's New York Times or Wall Street Journal like opinion piece about how he's upset about the situation. So I'm thinking like maybe these globalists in China, maybe they don't have the same objective in the end. Maybe there'll be some big fight between them. We'll probably use it as a pawn in that proxy war. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Yeah, I want to look into that. I actually post that in the Discord. I just find it very interesting. But my main thing with this whole vaccine mandate is, well, I heard the USPS doesn't have to get the mandate, but they're federal employees. Yeah. So I know what's up with that. So there's a lot of questionable shit popping off right here. Real questionable stuff popping off. I do want to talk to my legal professor about that, see what he says about that. You might want to leave that shit alone. I don't know, because it's still ongoing, so who knows. Yeah. I don't know, but I'll ask him shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've had questions
about.
That's all I got,
man.
Because like I said,
I'm going.
No, because I just had questions about it myself. But I seen, like I say, like I said, when I check my I got that informed delivery thing on my PO box, and you can get it at your house too. So like whenever mail comes, they scan it and tell you what you got coming. So like if you don't want to check your mailbox, or you're that damn lazy. Yeah, I'm that lazy sometimes. But sometimes I don't want to drive all the way to the PO box, and it'll let you know if you have something coming in. And then like one time it's got you got something, and I check and it's like a thing that says, "Oh, we're hiring." I'm like, well, no, y'all are federal employees, so I don't know how that works. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
17, I
It's
think you
interesting
got the
times,
wrong
bro.
idea.
You know what, man? I was just thinking about this walking home from school. I was thinking, like, maybe the rapture already happened. We're the ones that are left behind.
Mm.
Who knows? I don't know.
That'd be terrible.
John. I got my Bose sound sports on. I've had these for 2 years. They still work pretty good. You know, I got a lot of sweat in them, so they short every once in a while. But I got my Bose sound sports on. I got a good discount for them. So that's my Trump phone. So yeah. Yeah, man. Look, bro. And I heard something about the election, like Arizona audit results came back. So maybe this is all a smoke screen for that shit. Who the fuck knows?
No.
I'm hearing the election should be decertified, but we'll see. Well, I think I'm sure one of these judges will kick back. One of these Obama appointees will kick the shit back. I mean, I already know it. That might go to Supreme Court too. I don't know. Fun times, man. Fun times.
Would it safe to say that? Would it be safe to say that with everything going on, we're headed downhill?
Man, bro. We going down quicker than a whore behind the strip club, bro. Well, my understanding of the Arizona audit said there was a lot of malfeasance and that it should be decertified, Heidi. I'll post a link on that too in the where I got it from, which is Gateway Pundit, which, you know, that's somewhat biased source, but if they have proper numbers, I'll post it. I'll put it in Discord before I go to bed tonight. So interesting. We'll see. Like I say, you don't see it on CNN. Don't expect that.
You know, it's interesting. I haven't been really watching any of the news networks. I don't know maybe if anybody's seen it, and this is for everybody actually out here. Has anybody seen CNN say anything about the egg assault on Larry Elder? In any of the news outlets?
Oh God, I was just thinking about that shit, man. What? Not the fact that those crazy liberals are throwing eggs at Larry Elder. It was that black guy at the end. He just
shit.
Democrats on everything. He ain't doing shit that doing off. He ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. See, this is some of them Negroes that Harriet Tubman couldn't free. There was a quote by Harriet Tubman. If y'all don't know who she is, she was the real great emancipator. She freed a lot of slaves on the Underground Railroad with, you know, obviously a lot of other sympathizers and things like that. They need to move about her and John Brown, the white dude who was killing motherfuckers to free slaves. They need to do a John Brown movie. I was thinking about that. That'd be perfect for SJW. I'd watch it too. It's very interesting. But she had a quote. I'd have freed more people if they'd known they were slaves. That man, that brother, I'll put it like that. That dude, he was like, oh my God, he just made me scratch my head, bro. I'm like, bro, have you seen the state of California? Have you seen where they're at? Have you seen the ridiculous? I don't know how much help Larry Elder can do, but only for their own relatives. Okay, I've looked into that. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a public education, Louis. I apologize. I'm sorry, dude. You know me. You know. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see what happens with Larry, bro. Just that black dude at the end, man, just tripped me out, bro. He was so adamant about that. I don't get it, man.
But wasn't that guy? Isn't he basically like a small sample size, a very small sample size of black people in America in general?
Small sample size.
I mean, he's the representation. To me, it's like when I saw it, I'm like, dog, this is niggas. Like this is niggas right here. That, like, if you were looking to personify, well, I mean, you know, niggas are people, but I guess something like that. But like, if you were just to personify niggas into one embodiment of thought, it was that nigga right there, or niggas' political beliefs. He was niggas' political thoughts personified. Like, Democrats want to control everything, and even if you're gonna get in there, you're only gonna be in there a year. So what can he do? Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, and it's crazy. Like, all the hate, all the attacks. Like I said, that the fact that he's running, they'll put shit in the paper. They'll put these shits online. But the fact that he gets attacked, then we're just gonna ignore it. We're not even gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
So
now, my thing with Larry Elder. So, in the past few years, I remember I saw some of his PragerU talks, and he had to do one where Black Fathers Matter and accountability. And it seems like, why is it that this is the face of white supremacy, accountability, stable family unit. You know what? I can't speak for the whole of America, but when it comes to Black America, I think we hit that Rubicon, that turning point a long time ago when we just kept the foot on gas. The brake was broken. We just kept the foot on gas. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. If that's the general logic of our people, I mean, I'm worried.
It's wild. It's wild. Like, you can say anything. You can say anything positive or anything pro, quote unquote, Black, except for Black kids need fathers. You can say strong single moms are amazing. You can say, she did it with welfare, but it's all good. Hey, she can twerk. Yeah, she can twerk, and that's empowerment. Hey, a son needs his father, or nuclear families benefit the children. Yes, that's the white man system of living. Like, goddamn, the animals do it. Goddamn, animals get together and have mates and raise their youth. That ain't no line, he be fucking, but he be around. At least he control the pride or whatever. But it's like, you say something like a man and a woman should have a family. It's terrible. But you can say two gays need to get together and adopt. It's okay. Two lesbians get together and adopt or have kids, whatever. Yeah. Straight man and straight woman should get together, give birth to their own kids and raise them. This is oppression. This is it's like, what the fuck? Like, where is the fucking logic in it? But what I've noticed, and because I've been having some conversations about a particular athlete and some things I've been saying, and I'm just seeing how certain people respond to it, there is like a powerful emotional attachment in the Black community that it just supersedes logic. And it's like it automatically goes to the emotional response. Like, no matter what you're saying, and no matter how, calm, cool, and complacent you address it, it just elicits this fucking emotional response that it just shorts out all the logic. Like, it's a crazy thing. I don't understand it.
LBJ, golf clap. My hat's off to you, sir.
He
That's
did.
all I gotta say.
He got it.
Boy, yeah. Motherfucking 50+ years and counting at this point. Jesus Lord. It is what it is, bro. But that's all I really got, man. Like I said, I didn't mean to make everybody all sad earlier. I just wanted to vent about that, So, but yeah, man, it's been interesting in the legality standpoint. September 11th. Boy, that's what, Saturday?
Is this Saturday? Yeah.
So knock on. I can't wait to see Joe Biden's speech about that, the whole anniversary, and then he'll probably mention Afghanistan. This should be interesting. Oh man, should be interesting.
He's gonna forget something.
I make sure to post them 2 articles in Discord about the BlackRock China kind of a merger thing, and then there's something else I was supposed to post. Now my memory's fucked. I don't remember. But that's all I got, man. All right, there was one last thing. I'm sorry, Honcho. So we're speaking about BLM and like LGBT. So like, and I've said this before, I hope y'all know they're tying those 2 struggles together. I just saw a kid graduate, some white kid. He had on the rainbow little graduation gown, and then so he on the top of his gown, like a little cap, you throw the cap in there. I held my shit. I'm like, I'm keeping this in. But like the top of it had the rainbow flags, and then it had the BLM hand sign right in the middle.
Wow.
So I hope y'all know y'all agendas are tied together. If that's what you wanted, cool. That's not what you wanted, well, hey, good luck. You'll be called all sorts of bigots and phobes and this and all types of shit. So,
Man. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because it made me think about something that I saw earlier. You know what they're doing now? For those people who want to be woke, covertly woke, I think it's a white woman thing right now, because I don't think Black women's hair does it, and I think maybe the gay men figure out a way to do it. But they're putting rainbow dye. They're dyeing their hair like rainbow colors, but underneath. So it's like you lift a part of the hair up, and there's a fucking rainbow in there. But when they let it down, it just looks like their normal regular color. Like, I'm like, what in the fuck is really going on? So if you don't want to get in trouble at work, but you want to support your wokeness, it's like, oh my God.
I'm so glad I'm bald. I ain't worried about none of that shit. I'm so glad. I got the Homer Simpson hairline, my G. I'm so glad I ain't got to worry about none of this hair shit. Y'all have fun. And that's
This is.
I looked that picture up for that shit, man. Oh my god.
Mm.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to
But
find
hey,
it.
look, thank y'all for. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna try to find it. I posted it in the Discord. If I can find it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Louis. Yeah, black. Yeah. I saw. Sure, I posted this a long time ago. Black is the new gay, or gay is the new black. Yeah, I saw 2 black dudes holding it, and I'm pretty sure they were lovers. Maybe they're married. I don't know. And I'm fine with gay marriage, and the state recognizes it. That's cool. If the religion will recognize it, that's between you and that religion. You know, good luck getting them to change it. As long as the state recognizes it, that should be all you need. So it's for in terms of legality. So I'm fine with gay marriage. I'm not getting married, so I don't give a fuck what y'all married people do. Y'all have fun. And that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for saying what y'all said. Honcho, I appreciate it, man.
All right, Dana, man, we appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Y'all be safe. Have a good night.
No, you too. Now, it's about time. About to wind it down. I know some folks are calling. I see some numbers popping up, but I'm waiting on one particular individual who has not been here in a long time. And I want to give them the last call of the evening because I saw they tried to call earlier, and they called about the same time Miss Grace did, or called like shortly after Miss Grace did. So I don't want to say I'm playing favorites, but this is somebody I hadn't seen in a while, so I would like to give them an opportunity because I know they tried to call 2 or 3 times while people were on the line. So I want to give them a shot to espouse their thoughts. Did y'all see that video I posted? You saw me in the video doing a crate challenge? Was not I. I would never crate challenge. Terrible. Booker T, stop it. But did y'all see the video I posted of the lady and that's why I say women should not be delivery drivers, right? And they're gonna be like, Honcho, that's prejudice. You're damn man. I keep seeing these videos of women doing terrible delivery jobs, right? I mean, terrible delivery job. And y'all know tomorrow is what, Friday? So I told you I'm gonna start saving the videos for Friday and maybe Sunday. So I'm gonna have a laundry list of videos for y'all tomorrow. So
Thanks
make
for
sure.
listening, my G. I'm putting this on Streamlabs cause fuck Susan and fuck YouTube.
Dan, man. Appreciate the love, brother. But it's bigger than that. You've contributed so much. You just insight. And I mean, from the very first call, and I appreciate that first. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I've been rocking with Dan since the first call. And y'all were calling Dan a white man. Right? Hold on, I'm going to finish that after this call. But shout out to Dan. I truly appreciate it. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Here I am, nigga. Just take the shot or stay your black ass in the house.
What? How dare you? One, I haven't heard this lovely voice in quite some time. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I don't give a shit how you doing. You calling here talking shit. What's wrong with you? No, it is very good to hear from. It's very good to hear from. And for those of you who don't know, this is a Den OG, triple OG. Some of y'all may or may not be familiar with it. Would you like to reintroduce yourself, ma'am? It's been a while.
Hell no, because I see you got a bunch of QAnon members in there now.
Why we gotta be QAnon? So you left. You didn't let everybody get wrong. You're supposed to be in here regulating, keeping things balanced.
No, they have to pull that video from what was it, Confession Sundays. They'll figure out.
Oh man, I think I got that.
I saw that on the Facebook page that somebody was talking about. Had pulled one from the crate about the confessions. I was like, Lord, I hope they don't pull my video.
I got it. I just ain't chopped them up. I said I was gonna chop all them calls up and bring them in. There was some classics, bro, man. The pink thing, that was a classic. That was that that Shirley moment. Yeah, no, that wasn't the Barbara. There was some things going on in them calls. I ain't gonna put you out there, no, but it is very good to hear from you.
Yeah, you too.
It's what's been going on in your world. What's going on in your life?
Oh, Not too much. I was actually we actually took the vaccine in my house, but my sister ended up getting it. She was in the hospital for like a week,
Mm.
and she has like lingering side effects from it. I think it should be a personal choice as well, whether you take it or not. But for those who don't get vaccinated, if you go to the hospital and you find out you got it, then take your ass back home and let somebody who actually needs one of those beds
But wouldn't they
get it
be?
instead of you.
But wouldn't they be a person that need the bed if they down bad like that?
No,
Why
because they
not?
had the option to take because they had the option to take the vaccine.
But what if they were concerned about the side effects from the vaccine? I just was reading a story about a gentleman who was extremely pro-vax. He was talking about he couldn't wait till his 12-year-old and then I think 14-year-old whatever could get it. They end up when they finally were able to get it. 12-year-old a couple of weeks later, basically taps out in school. Lungs ended up getting filled with fluid. Was having some heart issues. But this was a person who was pro-vax, so he didn't know it. He wasn't expecting it, but he ended up being a person whose child has side effects from that. So what if you don't think that's it's righteous for someone who may have concerns about that to say, you know what, I'd rather hold off?
I mean, no, I think that the pros outweigh the cons.
Hmm.
That's just my personal belief on there, but because you're one of those, as Dan Patrick said, you're black, so you're the one that's causing the
Mm.
COVID to spread anyway.
It wouldn't be the first time a black person caused some problems in this country.
Exactly.
Mm.
When in doubt, blame the niggas. So
That's what I do.
he better be guarded at all times because somebody's gonna take him out. First, he's like killed. All the grandparents can die and they live long enough.
Mm.
Now he's talking about black folks spreading COVID. I was like, but so I think you said, how do you think the world is right now? Did you ask the last caller that?
Not
Or
necessarily.
something?
I said what I think like referring when I asked about do I think this is going to ever end or do I think this is like a permanent thing or I'm not sure. I've asked a lot of questions this evening.
Tell Louis I'd sacrifice him or her instead of the child. I'm sure that he or her can hear me. But
so I said, yeah, I've been in there beefing.
I was just picking with him. I just felt like trolling because I hadn't been in there for a while, and I didn't know if that was the old Maria that had. I saw Maria coming to the chat.
Oh shit! I forgot
and
all about it.
I was like, is that bitch?
No, I think we have officially gone back to the den. The den was kind of fading a little bit, and it was we was having our ups and I forgot all about that shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah. There was a little bit of not niceties between y'all for that at one point, I would say.
Right. That was your obsessed stalker at that time. She was trying to get the D at all costs.
Oh shit.
But anyway, I just called in to say hi. I know you said you winding it down, so I'll just say good night.
Okay, well, it was very good hearing from you. Don't make yourself a stranger. I expect to see you again soon. You was a OG Den folk. We definitely enjoyed your presence. And so I can inform you of the time. Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central. We rock for 2 hours. So I expect to see that name in the chat a little more often.
Yes, I will be here to start some shit, especially with Louis. That's who I got a beef with now.
That's a good deal.
All right, bye.
All right, thank you for calling in. You have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Some of y'all may know that voice, some of y'all may not. That was very, very interesting. The den has almost come full circle. There's been that voice brings back a lot of memories, so it was definitely good to hear. man, you know, let me get on my little emotion kick. I fucks with y'all, man. I really do. And like I said, sometimes it be days I just be going through some things, and you know, I try to be pretty positive. I try to be upbeat. I listen to certain things. I operate in a certain fashion, but sometimes, you know, there can be a lot of shit going on, and just it's not as easy to always be upbeat. It be sometimes right before I fucking hit that star streaming button, and you know, I'll see the chat, see the folks in the chat already talking shit, and then that energy, that mood just shifts, it changes, and it just a good feeling comes over me. There's been times I've been mad, start off stream a little bit mad, and then just 3-4 minutes in, it changes because being around y'all are good people. We all got flaws in our own right? But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have gotten me through some frustrating times. Broderick, see, this is why you can't be a mom, Broderick. You don't know who that was? You don't know who that was. See, this is why Broderick ain't a DNOG. Broderick ain't a DNOG. I'm not sure where she is. She know how to find us. Wherever she may be, I wish her, you know, well and the most. And she's always the you know, there's no blockage. But I appreciate shit, McVice. I appreciate you too. You better deal with it. All right. God damn it, Mr. McYon. So I thank y'all, right? I do. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. And Mr. Joe, I apologize. I know you wanted to get in. But if you wouldn't mind holding that thought in rock tomorrow, it's definitely tap out time for me. But I fucks with y'all, man. And I just want y'all to know that I do appreciate not Heidi so much. I got this weird SS Germany thing going on. But just like to the point where we're getting like the calls being back. There was a point I was doing too much talking and we weren't taking the call. And it's hearing from y'all and chopping it up with y'all, man. It's always a good deal. So I thank each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know it's some newer folks kind of coming in, peeping in, and all those things. Shout out to Sebastian Mann and Brent Helms. I saw a subscriber and a follow, so shout out to them. And thank y'all, man. Every dark, it was good to see you. So, with that being said, I salute to each and every one of y'all, man. I said I'm gonna show y'all the top. Tonight was supposed to be the Who Killed Chivalry, so I might bump it to next week or something. Let me see what I'm gonna show you. Let me see. I said I was gonna show y'all tomorrow's top. I might fuck around and switch it up again, but let me see if I got a picture. So we'll move to Chivalry. What is it's Friday and tomorrow's Friday, so you know we got a while out on Fridays. All right. This is the tentative tomorrow's topic. If something changes, it'll get bumped to next week. You take your ginkgo biloba. So we're gonna leave that right there. Y'all get the deets. So yeah, it might end up changing. But yeah. We're gonna talk about it. I need to have that. Where's that? My favorite quote from Miss Grace before we sign out. DeMarque said she should have won a Grammy for that movie. Boy, I tell you. Did I not save it? Did it not translate over? It might not have. But what she was talking about. Motherfuckers getting the AIDS up the ass sitting on the bar stool. That shit was hilarious. Let you do credits. All right, so that's what we'll do at the end of the shows. As I wind down, I give my little Jerry Springer damn it, Joe. Men get on, they look more like Sean Connery. Women get on, they look more like Sean Connery. The yellow people make that green money is comment number one. Well, whatchamacallit 0, but that one is up. Oh my God, that shit was fucking funny too. That shit there. Good night, Mr. John. Broderick. I don't know about you. I don't know about Broderick. But fucks with y'all. Man, y'all take care of yourselves. Love having y'all in the den. I appreciate all of y'all being here, man. I sincerely mean that. It is my honor. It is my privilege, but more than anything, it is my pleasure. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Time. It's Friday. We're gonna have us a good old time tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna pull up some crazy videos. And if you're not in the Discord, let me put the Discord link in there for those of you who are not in Discord. You know, Discord is like the Den Show 24/7. I've been getting, oh, okay. Bet. I got you. You in there. Where's the link? Here. I'll make it good for 12 hours. 10 uses. Shouldn't need that many. Y'all want to come join the conversation? Kick with the Den folk in the den. Here we go. Heidi charges $3.99 a month for her IG stories. Get the 30% discount on the OnlyFans. Oh man. No, I do appreciate y'all. I thank y'all, each and every one of you. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. I expect to see y'all here tomorrow night so we can have us a good old time. I'm gone.